Well, my Irish girl, you're right about when Jesus talked about being like that of a little child. He's talking about, I remember everything I think, everything I say. It's just my opinion. I'm wrong a lot of times. I never really went to church and stuff like that, but I didn't read the Bible or nothing, but I'm pretty sure that what he's saying when he says to be like a child is that you got to just be, have faith and be as a child and just follow the source. You don't do what you want to do. You do what the source wants you to do. There's a verse where Jesus says to get rid of everything you own and follow him. And I've heard a lot of people talk about that one where they go, well, that's damn impossible, you can't go do that, but that's really a misunderstood one, because he's not really meaning for you to get rid of everything that you got and just become a hobo and just blindly just ramble around. What he's saying is to lose your will and follow. Just get rid of your will. And I don't know if this is what Mike the Mailman talks about, the ego, or not. I don't have a clue, but I do know that you're supposed to not use your own will. You're supposed to follow the source. I'll give you I guess I should tell you that for years, for basically my whole life, I've been following the source. But here in the past, maybe 4 or 5 years, maybe 6, I've been in the source like 23 and a half hours every day, And I say that, and I know that you sleep, but I'm trying to make it where I do get out of the source. If you look at that Fibonacci thing, you're always circling and circling. Nature is it gets really close to being like perfect, but you never quite get there. But nature gets real close to it. And that's the way I am. The source is like, it's this super powerful thing. Like, let's say it's just going straight, This is the source. It's power. It's energy. It's just this being. And I am either in that source or I'm hovering. I've got half of me in it, 23 and a half hours a day. I'm fully aware when I'm not in the source. And there's different levels to the source. I've noticed over the years they get more deeper and more intense. I can tell you how to get in the source. I can tell you how to find the source. I can show you everything you need to do to get there, to be in it, to be like what I experience. I don't even tell people because they think I'm crazy, but and a lot of people, but I know the source is the ruler. The source is it. The source is almost like Mother Nature. It's almost like the Creator. It's so smart. There's nothing smarter than the source. You could take everybody that's ever lived in this whole world and take all their intellect and combine it all into one person or one computer. The source could outthink that day in and day out. It's hard to explain how smart something like the source is. But let's take this example here. You know, I've been telling y'all about my patio cover and how bad I wanted to do my patio cover. Well, I'm over working at this other job, and the source tells me don't put this first roof sheet on. It's got to slide up underneath the sheets of the other house. Well, the source is telling me don't do that. Stop, talk to the homeowner, try to get him to let you do it another way. Which is a better way anyway, but I'm trying to do what the homeowner says to do. And you know, I argue with the source. I tell the source, nah, I don't want to do that because I want to get this done, and I estimate it would take me anywhere between 8 and 13 minutes to talk to the homeowner, convince him I want to do it this way, and convince him that it's the right way to do it, and then I'm going to lose 8 to 13 minutes, and I need to get as much of this done so I can get over there and put my patio cover sheets on. So I ignore the source, knowing that I'm doing that. But I think it's in my best interest, but it's not, because as soon as I put that sheet on, punch holes all in it, I go, wow, I got to unscrew the rest of this dude's roof so I can slide the rest of the sheets up underneath his roof. I rolled down and pulled about 9 screws, and then his roof on his own, whoever put it on the first time, they cut the sheets and they offset them so that my sheets will never slide underneath them. So the source already knew this was going to happen to me. So not only did that cost me an extra hour and a half, I wasted a sheet, had to do what the source wanted to do anyway. Now I got to order another sheet and some other flashing so I can finish that job. Plus it delayed me by about 2 hours getting here to do my patio cover. Now, when I was hanging my Christmas lights out there, my neighbor came over and asked me if I wanted some Christmas lights he had in the back, because he doesn't have any electricity over there. He lives in an RV. He's not out here that much, but he does live in it. I said, sure, I'll take your Christmas lights, you know. One thing to be nice, and because I know he wants to be friendly and help, and another thing just because I'd like to have them, you know. So I haven't ever looked in that bag. So last night, after I got through putting all the sheets on, I go out there and I'm looking and I go, wow, you know what would really be nice here is some blue lights. I'd like to have some blue lights, you know. So I open up that bag, and I'll be go to hell if there isn't one strand of blue lights in that bag that is the exact length that I need to go from one end of that cover to the peak and then back down within an inch. The source already knew this. The source told me to take those lights. Don't even hesitate. The source knew that I was going to want blue lights, and it was going to get me the size. It already knew what size I was going to build beforehand. Now, I know you're thinking right now that I'm fucking nuts, but you don't understand that this thing, once you get into it, is all powerful. It will take care of you. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter. You as a human, you judge a situation that's put to you, and you choose the smart way for you, the safe way for you. You choose what you think's best for you. Well, you're fighting the source. What you need to do is do what the source wants you to do. Here's another example. Tonight, I bought some iron today, and I bought some fuel and some other stuff, and I'm thinking, shit, I bet I got a new bank account with a new bank, and they're learning how I shop and how I do business. And I got to thinking, damn, if I go in here and buy a couple of boxes of this nicotine gum, that's expensive. It's like $70 a box. Well, hell, you know, it might bounce. Maybe I'll just buy one box. So I'm in there, and the source tells me to get 2 boxes, and I start to argue with the source for a second, and I go, man, I'm afraid my car to bounce if I try to buy 2, even though I got the money in there. Source says, don't worry about it, buy the 2 boxes and shut up. I go, okay. So just as I'm going up the checkout, I think, well, I'm going to grab this big old nice salad tonight. And I'm going to eat this nice salad. I grab it. I'm headed up to the checkout. They got one little old lady with a Japanese dude checking out there, and 2 lanes that are open. The source tells me to get in the damn little old ladies lane, and I started to argue again. I went, no, I'll get in the little old ladies lane, man. I ain't gonna argue. I don't know how to tell you until you've been in the source for a while, but you know. It's like, you know that it's the source. It's not your mind talking. It's not your ego. It's the source telling you this. So I said, sure, I'll get in that line, you know. And I thought, that's pretty stupid to get in this line. And there's 2 ladies right there that don't have nobody. Well, shit, this lady starts to argue with me that it wasn't taking off the magnetic thing. Because these things are expensive. People steal them, right? I tried to tell her that you're not charging me for the $70 boxes. You're just charging me for the salad. But she was arguing with me, trying to tell me that she knows her job. So I shut up. I shut the fuck up. Anyway, I walked out of the store with $150 worth of what I went in there for free, and a salad that I paid for. But that's the source. The source is... And the source is, shit, I've already been talking 11 minutes. I don't know. There's so much to tell y'all about the source. I can tell y'all how to find it, how to be in it. It's so simple. I do it every day. I've been doing it for so many years. I can't go 12 minutes.